Extreme poverty is like starting a video game on the hardest difficulty with no skills, no equipment, and no extra lives. Every challenge is stacked against you from the very beginning. It means surviving on less than $2.15 a day, less than the price of a typical Starbucks drink. With so little money, even buying a proper meal can be impossible. But extreme poverty isn't just about having a low income. It's about living without reliable access to food, clean water, shelter, or healthcare, the very things many people consider basic necessities. Think about your morning routine. You wake up, have breakfast, turn on the tap for clean water, and maybe check your phone before starting the day. For someone living in extreme poverty, every one of those simple actions can be a daily struggle. The food they can afford is often limited and lacks the nutrition needed to stay healthy. Unsafe drinking water exposes them to diseases, and if they become ill, visiting a doctor is usually out of reach because they simply can't afford it. Life becomes a constant battle for survival. It's like climbing an endless hill or being trapped at the bottom of a deep well with no ladder. Poverty, in general, is a little different. Imagine playing Monopoly, where you start with no money or property, and every time you pass go, instead of collecting $200, you receive another bill. Poverty means not having enough resources to consistently meet basic needs like food, housing, healthcare, and education. Sometimes it means having to choose between paying for dinner or keeping the lights on. What counts as poverty depends on where you live. An income considered poor in one country might provide a comfortable lifestyle somewhere else. But regardless of location, poverty means constantly struggling to cover everyday essentials. It also affects far more than your bank balance. Without access to quality education, useful resources, or better opportunities, escaping poverty becomes much more difficult, creating a cycle that's hard to break. Then there's relative poverty. You may earn enough to survive, yet still lack the income needed to fully participate in society. Imagine being able to pay your bills and attend school, but not being able to afford the same technology or experiences as everyone around you. In the end, poverty limits your opportunities, your choices, and your freedom, even when you're managing to survive. The lower middle class sits comfortably above the poverty line. People in this group usually live in modest homes or apartments located in decent neighborhoods. Their car is dependable rather than luxurious, and they typically have stable careers in fields like teaching, administration, or skilled trades. Their income is enough to comfortably cover necessities such as housing, food, and utilities. While they aren't able to spend freely on luxury purchases, they can usually save for emergencies or future goals like education. Expensive purchases still require careful planning, so budgeting remains important. Financially, they're experts at making the most of what they have, and with smart planning, they can occasionally enjoy life's smaller luxuries. The middle class occupies the center of the financial spectrum. They're neither wealthy nor struggling, enjoying a comfortable balance between earning and spending. Exactly what qualifies as middle class depends on the country and local economy, but it's about more than income alone. They can generally afford housing, healthcare, education, and occasional treats without constant financial pressure. Things like holidays, dining out, or replacing a smartphone every few years are realistic, though regular luxury spending isn't. Many work in stable professions such as teaching, nursing, or office-based careers. While they enjoy financial security, they don't have unlimited freedom. Early retirement or taking major financial risks usually isn't an option, and overspending can still create setbacks. The upper middle class enjoys even greater financial flexibility. Higher-paying careers, such as senior management, specialized professions, or successful business ownership, allow them to live in attractive neighborhoods, send their children to good schools, and take regular holidays. Education often plays a major role in reaching this level. Their lifestyle may resemble that of the wealthy, with premium memberships or exclusive clubs, but private jets and extreme luxury are still beyond their reach. They enjoy many comforts while remaining mindful of their spending, striking a balance between enjoying success and maintaining financial discipline. Affluent households move beyond financial comfort into genuine financial security. They can easily meet both their needs and most of their wants while enjoying a high-quality lifestyle. Beautiful homes, regular holidays, and fine dining become part of everyday life rather than occasional rewards. They can comfortably invest in additional property artwork, or high-end technology without placing their finances under strain. Their wealth provides freedom, flexibility, and choice. Sound financial planning, investments, and long-term savings continue to grow their wealth, while access to excellent education and healthcare strengthens their quality of life. Instead of worrying about day-to-day expenses, they enjoy the peace of mind that comes from having a substantial financial cushion. The upper affluent class takes this security even further. Their significantly higher income allows them to purchase luxury cars, upscale holidays, and multiple properties without constantly checking price tags. Beyond material possessions, wealth gives them access to exclusive experiences, premium leisure activities, and expert financial advisors who help manage and grow their investments. Their social circles often include other successful professionals and investors, where conversations naturally revolve around business, investing, luxury brands, and philanthropy. At this stage, financial stability combines with personal freedom, allowing them to focus less on making ends meet and more on enjoying life. Becoming a millionaire means reaching a net worth of at least $1 million. Net worth isn't simply the money sitting in your bank account. It's the total value of your assets minus your liabilities. That wealth may come from property, businesses, investments, or other valuable assets. Millionaires generally live comfortably without worrying about everyday expenses, but much of their wealth remains invested so it can continue growing. Being a millionaire doesn't necessarily make someone ultra-rich. Instead, it provides greater financial security and opens opportunities like funding children's education, retiring earlier, or starting a business. How far $1 million goes still depends heavily on where someone lives, but overall, it represents a strong financial foundation. Multimillionaires take things to another level. Their net worth ranges from several $1 million to hundreds of millions, often built through successful businesses, investments, or inherited wealth. Their lifestyle may include luxury homes, high-performance vehicles, and properties around the world. Their investment portfolios frequently contain real estate, shares, and valuable works of art. At this level, financial decisions become driven more by passion than necessity. However, it's important to remember that enormous net worth doesn't always mean having huge amounts of cash available. Much of their wealth may remain tied up in assets. Finally, there are billionaires. They operate on an entirely different financial scale. If a millionaire owns a sports car, a billionaire owns the entire racetrack. $1 billion equals $1,000 million. To put that into perspective, even spending $1,000 every single day would take nearly 3,000 years to spend $1 billion. Their wealth exceeds what most people could ever use in a lifetime. It can purchase private islands, fleets of yachts, major companies, or almost anything money can buy. But much of that wealth stays invested in businesses and technology, helping finance innovations that shape the modern world. At the same time, billionaires carry enormous responsibility. Managing global companies, overseeing complex investments, and living under constant public scrutiny are all part of life at the very top of the financial ladder. Whether admired or criticized, their financial reality is fundamentally different from that of the average person. Your brain just got a little smarter. Smash like if it's still catching up and subscribe. Your ancestors would want you to continue learning with Smilos.